Hello there. So you join me in the kitchen because I'm about to cook breakfast for myself. But anyway, the purpose of this video is I'm going to talk about the top 10 advantages and disadvantages of living by yourself. So you may or may not know that 3 months ago I started living by myself, and it's been quite an experience, quite a learning curve, whatever that means. And I want to share some of my experiences with you. So this is going to be a list format video because I enjoy filming those. So anyway, I'm going to cook on. Actually, that's quite a good new phrase I've just developed. So I'm going to have bacon and eggs for breakfast with, I think, orange juice and some fresh coffee. Hopefully this won't take too long. So anyway, let's get on with the list. So the very first thing on my list is that carpets get dirty and things get dusty. And this happens much more quickly than you would expect. So I can hoover and dust and stuff, and a week later everything looks like it needs doing again. Now this would be alright if you were sharing those chores with other people, but because obviously you live by yourself, you've got to clean every single thing by yourself. It's quite a boring job, and let me tell you, it's also quite tiring as well, especially hoovering. But a good thing about living by yourself is that you don't have to be polite or proper. So you don't have to kind of come home from work and say, oh, hello, how are you? Or ask somebody about how their day at work was. Or, generally just be polite and share things. You can just be cruel and horrible because it's only you who'll suffer as a result of it. Food is a really difficult one when you live alone, and in particular I mean portion size. So for example, here are 6 eggs. I need eggs for my breakfast, and they run out of date in about 2 days' time, and I've got 4 eggs here. Of course you can buy the odd thing in smaller portions, but 6 eggs, a meal for 2, or a great big chicken. Obviously you can sort of eat meals over the course of a few days, but a lot of products actually list use by dates where you open it and you have to use it within 2 days. I push it to the edge of the envelope and I've got some cheese in there that you're supposed to eat within 48 hours, and I often leave it 72 hours because I am such a risk taker. But yeah, it's very difficult actually to buy the right amount of food, and you end up having to play a sort of weird game of chess with yourself about what you can eat on Monday if that runs out on Wednesday. Yeah, time to put my bacon in. When you live by yourself, there are no rules because you set the rules. So you're never going to do something and have your housemate or whatever, girlfriend, saying, oh, why are you doing that? You're not supposed to do that. You can just do it. You can have your bathtub in the lounge. Of course, I'm not thinking about it too much at the moment because I'm just ready to eat my delicious bacon and eggs breakfast. But when I've finished, somebody will have to wash it up, and that somebody is me. And that is really one of the most boring jobs I've had to put up with since living by myself. It's time consuming. I find it quite tiring standing at the sink, washing stuff, and yeah, it's just really, I've got several, there are far too many slices of bacon here, but you can never have too much bacon. Maybe, I think really you can have too much bacon. But my tip is to just stick a little bit of music on and kind of zone out a bit, and hopefully things will get cleaned. You can spend ages scrubbing stuff, take it out, dry it, and then you see a mark on it where you haven't cleaned it properly. It's a nightmare, don't enjoy it, and I hate every minute of it. Another benefit of living by yourself is the alone time. So it's nice to be sociable and speak to people, isn't it? But it's also nice sometimes just to have your own sort of free time and free space. Be able to walk wherever you want, or not speak to people. Just basically enjoy your own company. And that's another advantage of living by yourself. I don't mind so much cooking myself breakfast, but yeah, you do have to cook for yourself, and it is the weekend, so it's a little bit easier. But when I get home from work during the week, there's nobody here cooking meals for me. I've got to preheat the oven and put my food in. It's very rare that I cook a fresh meal. I end up, to be honest, cooking microwave meals which I don't enjoy, or more recently, visiting my parents to get some actual vegetables. Although it's probably more economical to live with other people because you share food costs and share bills and things like that, it is actually cheaper living by yourself. So here in the UK, you get a 25% discount on your local tax if you live by yourself. And yeah, you buy less food, you use less electricity and less water, so it is actually cheaper. So I've been looking forward to this bacon and eggs breakfast for quite some time, but I just need to wash the bacon juice off. But the truth is, I knew I was going to have this. There are no surprises when you live by yourself. You know exactly what you've got in the fridge and the freezer and the cupboards. Also, if you do a sort of shop once a week or once a fortnight, or like me, like once a month, you run out of stuff as the time goes on. So by the end of it, you know really exactly what you've got because it's the only thing left in your cupboard. And invariably, that's a tin of beans that you've been saving for when there's no food available. And one thing I'm both enjoying and not enjoying of living by myself is the fact that you can have put your own stamp on the decor and furniture and things like that. You can choose what colour walls you're going to have and what type of furniture you're going to have in each room. It's your personal, individual stamp without some third party saying, no, I don't like it. Now, quite possibly one of the biggest annoyances for me living by myself is to do with deliveries and tradesmen. So if ever I order anything online, I'm never here to collect it. If a tradesman has to come round and change a plug socket or something, I'm never here when they want to come round and do it. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise of this bacon fat. Thankfully, I can have things delivered to my parents' house and then just go there in the evening and collect it. But yeah, it's majorly inconvenient. And if you have to order something big, like a sofa, as I did fairly recently, that really is a problem because you can't have that delivered elsewhere. You've got to take a damn day off work, and then delivery companies will annoy you with their, oh, we'll deliver it any time between 7 AM and the apocalypse. So you feel like you've taken a whole day off work just to sit in and wait for one item to be delivered. Now, I don't know many people that would turn down a full English breakfast, but say somebody I was living with didn't fancy it. I don't want a full English breakfast, I want muesli. Firstly, nobody actually wants muesli, so they're only doing that to spite you. I can cook this breakfast without any problems whatsoever, and if I want to do a roast meal for one, I can do it. If I want to order a takeaway, I can do it without pesky intervention. So I'm cooking this bacon now, and I don't know whether or not it's going to be cooked and whether or not I'm going to die of food poisoning. If I lived with somebody else, they would be able to check this and say, hang on a minute, Jake, you ignoramus, the food you've cooked is raw and you will die. And also that goes for other things like doing stupid things with electricity or water or gas. It's just sometimes nice to have that friendly person saying, whoa, 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 you moron, what are you doing? Of course, if you live by yourself, it doesn't mean that you're completely isolated. You can actually invite people round, for barbecues, for coffee or a meal, or for other activities. The world is your lobster. So of course, if you do eat out of date bacon or undercooked bacon and get ill from it and end up in bed or vomiting or diarrheaing in the toilet, there's going to be nobody there to look after you. And I think that is something I will miss if I ever get ill, because it's nice when somebody brings you a cup of cocoa or a poached egg or a glass of orange juice or says, there, you'll be alright, you're not going to die. But I'm hoping that a little bit of Homes Under the Hammer, which is our sort of television programme here in the UK where they auction off houses and then people do them up, I'm hoping if I watch that on daytime television, that will be a suitable substitute for human contact. You will develop some very useful skills living by yourself: time management, self-motivation, or at least you will have to, otherwise you will end up living in a cesspit of unwashed plates and dirty laundry. So, yeah, new skills. This bacon, half of it's cooking and half of it isn't. Anyway, as you may know from one of the live streams I had not so long ago, one of my biggest fears is spiders. And one of the biggest problems of living by yourself is that there's nobody here to help you get rid of spiders. So my technique for getting rid of spiders usually is to cower in a corner with my hands in my mouth trembling while somebody else does the dirty work of putting the spider under a glass, sliding a card under, and then throwing it delicately out of a first floor window. I can't do that. I actually have to man up or do what I actually do, which is just to never go in the room ever again. When you live by yourself, you have complete freedom over what you say as well. So you can have any opinion you like. You can loudly voice your incorrect opinions about flat Earth or the moon landings without other people saying, "Oh, you're an idiot. I completely disagree with you." Is it cooking? Some of it looks burnt and some, in fact all of it looks burnt, doesn't it? Oh dear, I'm not very good at this. And actually related to this, yeah, you've only got one person to blame, haven't you, when you live by yourself? You know when you live with other people and you blame them for that thing that's gone missing or the thing that's broken in your possession? Well, let me tell you, Sonny Jim, it's you that's responsible when you live by yourself. You broke your widget. You didn't cook your bacon properly. I should probably think about doing these eggs. Oh, I've got to turn this egg over. Am I going to manage this? This is going to burst so badly, isn't it? Oh my word. I think I might just leave it. But for me, quite possibly the biggest advantage of living by myself is not having to smell other people and the things that other people produce. You get my drift, don't you? You understand what I'm saying. So anyway, that's the end of this. Would you believe I just ran out of space on my camera, so I thought I will carry on and end this video by showing you my breakfast. Here we have some burnt streaky bacon and two very good looking eggs actually, and the toast has just come out of there, but coffee machine hasn't even started. Okay, so admittedly the bacon is a little bit, well, a lot burnt, but I was filming a video while I did it. Also an orange juice there. I'm fairly happy with that. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Anyway, I am going to say goodbye at that point. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you think I missed anything off the list of advantages and disadvantages of living alone. Do subscribe if I don't annoy you too much. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time for another one.